Hey TikTok, I just want to do a quick video about the Great Tribulation. I know a lot of you out there may not even believe this is going to happen, or that's going to be a time afar off, or a lot of people believe they're going to be raptured out and they won't have to endure the Great Tribulation. So regardless of what category you fall into, I just want to give some words of encouragement and advice. If you do happen to find yourself surviving through this time, that this will help you through it. So here in Deuteronomy chapter 4, verses 29 through 31, it says, "But if from thence thou shalt seek the Lord thy God, thou shalt find him, if thou seek him with all thy heart and with all thy soul. When thou art in tribulation, and all these things are come upon you, even in the latter days," that means end times, "if thou turn to the Lord thy God, and thou shalt be obedient," key word, obedient, "unto his voice, for the Lord thy God is a merciful God. He will not forsake thee, neither destroy thee, nor forget the covenant of thy fathers which he swore unto them." So this covenant right here is the Holy Covenant, the 10 Commandments. So what God is saying here is, if you find yourself in the Great Tribulation and all these things are coming upon you, if you repent and you turn from your ways and you start obeying the covenant, the 10 Commandments, then God will make sure that he will not destroy you and he won't forsake you. So here's the list of the 10 Commandments. You can go ahead and do a screenshot of this and save it to your phone, or you can look it up in Exodus chapter 20, verses 3 through 17. Now I know a lot of pastors out there will tell you that there's only 2 commandments that you have to follow. That's to love God with all your heart, soul, and mind, and to love your neighbor as yourself. However, I just want to go ahead and show you those verses real quick and explain them. So here in Matthew chapter 22, verses 34 to 40, it says, "But when the Pharisees had heard that he had put the Sadducees to silence, they were gathered together. And one of them, which was a lawyer, asked him a question, tempting him, and saying, Master, which is the great commandment in the law?" Notice, he's asking what is the great commandment. And Yeshua said to him, "Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. And on these 2 commandments hang all the law and the prophets." Now notice, he never said that these are the only 2 commandments you have to follow, only that these are the greatest. And both of these 2 commandments are found in the Old Testament. To love God with all your heart, soul, and mind is found in Deuteronomy chapters 6 through 8, and also chapter 11. And to love your neighbor as yourself is found in Leviticus chapter 19. So let's go head over there for a second. And here in Deuteronomy chapter 11, verse 1, it says, "Therefore thou shalt love the Lord thy God, and keep his charge, and his statutes, and his judgments, and his commandments, always." So here, to love God means to keep his commandments. And now here in Leviticus chapter 19, starting at verse 11, "You shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie to one another. You shall not swear by my name falsely, neither thou shalt profane the name of thy God. I am the Lord. Thou shalt not defraud your neighbor, neither rob him. The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning. Thou shalt not curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind, but shalt fear thy God. I am the Lord. You shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty, but in righteousness thou shalt judge thy neighbor. Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people, neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. I am the Lord." And then to continue on in verse 17, "Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him. Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord. You shall keep my statutes." Now if you notice, back up in verse 17, "Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor." To rebuke means to correct. So if you see your neighbor sinning, it is our responsibility, if you love them, to correct them and to rebuke them. Otherwise, it means you hate your neighbor. And in doing so, you'll end up breaking the 10 Commandments. So it would be much better now for everyone to repent and start keeping the Holy Covenant, the 10 Commandments. However, because of pride and just stubbornness and disbelief, it's going to take something very great, like tribulation, in order to humble people. And hopefully, For those who are still alive during this time, you'll remember this message and repent and keep the Ten Commandments. And as always, give all praise and glory to the Most High in everything we do.